Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Chip and Chat. Long time no chatting. There's been a lot of chipping, a lot of practicing on the golf course, on the range, but no chatting. It's been a minute. We had the 4th of July week, so I took that off. I didn't record that week. And then last week was quite chaotic. I will get into that very, very shortly. I want to tell you guys all about my 4th of July week, and then the week after, which was last week, and then this week is super exciting because it's my birthday week. There's a lot of emotion and different feelings that go into this because I am currently, as you all mostly know, I am across the country from everyone that I normally spend my birthday with, you know? And so it's very different. Obviously, thanks to modern day technology, I can call and FaceTime everyone, which is awesome. So awesome. I think it's just gonna feel different, but there has been something in the air today that the mood, the energy, like everything feels so good, and there's just this positivity. I don't know if it's like flowing out of me. And so I was seriously so excited to film this podcast. I've been excited to film it for a while, actually. I just keep getting more and more like good vibes and good energy and more things to pour into it. So I think it's finally ready. I think we're ready to just give it all we've got. This podcast is going to be so much. It's going to be like a 4th of July recap. We're going to talk about travel. We're going to go into like being anxious and overwhelmed and missing people, and then birthday week. So, that's a lot. And I know we've gone into some of those topics before, but I have a lot more to share. So I'm so glad that you joined. I'm so glad you clicked on this, and we're going to jump right into it. So I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July. I hope you were able to spend it with the people you love or the people you wanted to, whether it was friends or family, whether you were like on a boat on a lake or by a pool or maybe in a cabin. Wherever you were, I hope you had a great time. I flew to California. If you don't know, I have a ton of my dad's side of the family in Northern California and Southern California, kind of like divide. There's no like in the middle of California. It's kind of funny. It's a huge state, right? So it's like top section I have family, bottom section I have family, which is kind of funny. But anyway, I flew into Northern California, and that was an experience within itself. Getting there, and then it was an experience with itself leaving there. But we're gonna just talk about the week really fast because that was seriously a highlight of my summer. I like getting to see, so first my parents and sister weren't there when I first got there. They were away at a tournament, and so my cousins picked me up, and then I got to hang out with them. And it was, first of all, just seeing them was a humongous highlight and just filled my heart, and I was so genuinely excited and happy to be there. Like, it didn't matter, I'll get into the chaos, but it didn't even matter the chaos of traveling that day. Like, I was just overly thankful that I finally made it and was going to be spending the week there, which the week went by way too fast. I feel like I blinked and the week was just gone, and I was like catching a flight back, and I was like, what the heck just happened? So, and then it kind of like emotions after that just spiraled. But okay, I'm sorry, I keep jumping back and forth, but I'm also probably talking really fast because I'm just very excited to tell you everything, and I'm excited to get all this information out. If you're watching, I'm in my car because my car feels so nice with the AC. It is so humid today. I mean, we've had like a hot week already, but today the humidity is something else, man. And I have a little fan in my room, which has been working great for me, but today it was just cooking. Anyway, so hi if you're watching on video, and hi if you're watching on camera. Camera and video are the same thing, Tora. Yep, I meant like hi if you're watching audio and hi if you're watching video. Okay, anyway, back into that week. So basically, The next day, my parents and my sister showed up, which made it even better and more awesome that I was spending time with them. It was so great to just tell everyone about like how my entire life has basically been and everything I'm doing, because I call them, but it's so much different when you see them in person. You can like actually fill them in and tell them everything about every little detail that you want and show them pictures and hear about like what they're doing and all the little details of what they're up to. And it's just so much more fun in person, of course. And so that was just, it was so great. And it was so great to spend time with my sister and spend time with my parents. And I literally just, I had the time of my life. We hung out by the pool. We literally like chilled a lot. My cousin has an at-home gym, so I tried to stay on top of my like workouts and getting my water and watching my like food and nutrients, like nutrition intake, which I did pretty good with. I didn't do super great with my steps while I was there, but that's okay, because you know what? It was vacation. I was having fun. I was feeding my body. It was so fun. I was in new swimsuits. So I was vibing, which I will tell you why I was in a new swimsuit. And it was just so great. We hung out by the pool. We went out to the lake for a day, which put me on a boat, put me on a lake. I'm good. No complaints. I will jump in if I'm hot. I had a Celsius. We had snacks. We were jamming out to music. I was like, I could do this all summer. I mean, I'm sure like literally everyone says that, but I was so happy in that moment. I was like, I could sit here for another week. This is just I just felt so freeing and full of just pure happiness, you know? And so that week was just absolutely incredible. And I'm so thankful for it, and so thankful I was able to see my family and spend time with them. So hug your loved ones extra tight, because that week literally just flew by like a rocket. It was insane. But text them too, because I still call and text them all the time. So 4th of July week was quite literally amazing. But here we go. This is not a but, because if I'm being totally honest, it wasn't that much. Sorry, I have my sunshade because it's sunny, but it's a but it's not a trip ruiner, and it's not devastating. So on my way there, I had 4 different planes I was going to get on. I was going to go from Michigan to Colorado, and then Colorado to a different place in California, and then finally to my final destination in California. But then, of course, traveling doesn't always go as planned, right? So I go from Michigan, I get to Denver. Sweet. I have just enough time to get to my next flight with the layover difference. I get there, everything's going smoothly. We all get on the plane. Oh wait, no, hold on, sorry. Ooh, I just spoiled a little bit of the next story, but okay, we don't actually get on the airplane. I'm getting to my gate and I get a text. There's been a service problem with the airplane and we're delaying the flight by 2 hours, at least. 2 hours at least. And I was like, okay. Keep in mind, I had a 30-minute layover in LA to get to my next plane. Well, there was no making it now. No making it. Literally, that was just impossible. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Went up to this guy and I was like, I need help. I need to change my flights. And he's like, we don't do customer service at the airport. And he gave me this QR code. And I was like, cool, QR code, great. Scanned it. Had an actually great customer service experience. I chatted with this girl. She was super nice. She told me my options, what I could do, and she was super helpful. I then hung up, thought about it for a minute, called back, got a different girl who was also just extremely helpful. She not only helped me switch my flights, but then she also gave me food vouchers because I was going to be spending more time in the airport than we had planned. And I was also, with the flight differences and changing, I was going to a different airport than planned as well. And I was gonna have to travel a little further by car. So it was all changing. So she was super nice though. We figured it out. Anyway, long story short, I hung out in the Denver airport, not much longer. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt no stress in this moment. I was really oddly calm, and I was honestly I was surprising myself in this moment with how just like relaxed I was. And I think it's because I just knew I was gonna get there. I knew I was gonna end up in California one way or another. I was gonna see my family. It's a plan. I'm staying safe. It's all just gonna work out. Like, I really believed that. And so I was so shocked with myself at how just cool I was. And I was like, you know what? It happens. We're gonna be okay. And it's like, what's meant to be is meant to be. And it'll work out, basically. I just kept telling myself, like, it's gonna work out. We're chill. So I land in a new airport that I wasn't supposed to fly into, but it's okay. My cousin drove 2 hours, picked me up. I get to the airport and I get a text. The airplane lands, that my bag is gonna be delayed because it's on a different flight. So it was gonna get there like later that evening. And then I just like put in my address, it gets delivered to the house. I'm like, okay, perfect. So I went up to the help desk just to make sure I did everything correctly. And this guy helped me, which was great, put in the address I needed the bag to be sent to. I was like, totally fine. I was like, I can go literally a day without a bag, it's fine. Well, guys, let me tell you. Skip forward the next day. My parents arrive. I get to see them. It's a little early afternoon. So excited. Tell them my flight stuff. I get a text. Another text. It says, your bag is missing. It has not been located. I was like, okay, that's not good. Filed a missing bag report, claim, all this stuff. I was doing so many big girl things, y'all, okay? I felt so responsible in this moment where I was just like, I'm gonna figure all this out. And to be honest, I was at my cousin's house. My sister was there. Like, I could fit in my cousin's clothes. Like, I literally was not that worried about not having clothes. And I was honestly relaxed about it too, because I was like, those are all material things. Like, those are all replaceable, but I'm here and the time I have to spend with everyone's not. And so the fact that I made it is what means the most. So I was like, it's not a big deal. And what's even better, y'all, what's better, you can go on a shopping spree. Now, no matter what, I am a very, like, not great shopper. I'm not a great shopper, but, like, I'm very cautious with my money spending, especially shopping. I'm like, do I really need this? Do I really want it? And then I always put it back. I'm like, so I went shopping with my cousin and my mom, and they were like, you need clothes. And the airline's gonna pay you for the clothes because they don't know where yours are. Like, buy it. So it was weird to do, but I did get a shopping spree out of it. So honestly, not super high complaints there, if I'm being super real. I got a little shopping spree out of it. So fast forward, I get a text again. My bag has been last found in San Francisco. I was not that close to San Francisco, you guys. I was not. And I was like, why is it? I didn't even fly into San Francisco. So I was like, why is my bag in San Francisco? Anyway, I think my third day I was there, my bag finally got delivered, and it was amazing. It was a super nice guy. He called me. He's like, hey, I got a request. Your bag's at the airport. I'm going to deliver it later today. It was awesome. He was great. Bag was found. I got all my clothes. Everything was in there. I was so happy. So, and they still reimburse you. So I got new stuff and I had my stuff. So, low-key had to switch suitcases with my mom to fly back to Michigan because there was no way I was going to fit all of my stuff that I had already crammed into my tiny duffel bag. So, it's okay though, because it worked. It was fine. Spent time with my family, went on a little shopping spree, and got my bag found. So amidst all the chaos, I kept telling myself, it'll all work out, right? Well, then we have to come back to Michigan, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, internally I was already feeling a little emotional, a little sappy. I wasn't ready to leave my family. I was like, oh my gosh, Tora, like, you gave up all this summer family time to go, yes, see the world, see places, experience new things, which is all amazing. But I was like, I want to be with my family and spend and do summer things with them. And so I was feeling all those things in my head, but I was also really tired. Keep in mind, I was really tired. So I get to the airport. First place I fly to is Denver. I'm like, perfect, okay? No, actually, no, sorry. First place I fly to is San Francisco. Fly into San Francisco, everything's going good, perfect. Get to my next gate, I had a little bit of a layover, get on the airplane, all good, like, I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm really tired, to be honest. I know I'm gonna fall asleep. We sit on this plane. I kid you not. We sit on this plane for not even 5 minutes. And they have us all get off. Our bags are loaded underneath. Overhead compartments secured. Everyone's buckled. They have us get off. They're taking the airplane, not just like into repair. They're taking it out of service, y'all. They are taking the airplane out of service. They are no longer flying the airplane we were on. And I was just like, we were on this airplane? But you know what? God had it in his hands. He had it in his plans. He was like, oh, Tora, get off this airplane. You should not be on this airplane. So I'm not mad about it because I'm like, you know what? If there was a real problem, like, obviously none of us want to go in the air with it. So I'm like, it's okay. I've done this before on the way there. Normally, I don't think things like this happen twice, but they did. We were rolling with the punches, y'all. We were just getting it all to work out, okay? So anyway, get off the airplane, scan my little QR code that I hung on to, contact all these people, and I'm in a little bit of a crumb because a little bit of a situation. There's not a ton of flights that fly to where I am in Michigan during the day. So I had to stay the night. Thankfully not in San Francisco because I was like, bruh, I'm so close to my family right now. I was like, why couldn't this happen and I could have just stayed with them? Like, at this point, I was like, I want to be with them. And so I hung out in the San Francisco airport for like 4 or 5 hours. And I was like, I think it was just 4 hours. 4 hours, I think. It wasn't anything crazy. Kind of. I was there for a while. I got food, did stuff on my computer, read my book, filmed a TikTok. That was funny. But I was feeling it a little bit. So I flew to Denver. I stayed on my same flight, by the way. I didn't actually, after all that, I didn't change my flight because nothing else was going to really work for me. So I stayed on the same flight to Denver, and then they booked me a morning flight to Michigan from Denver. So that was kind of nice. So stayed on the same flight. We all boarded the plane. It was so funny though, because so many people switched or left or whatever. So we had this like ginormous airplane. I kid you not, with like 3 rows. What I literally flew internationally on, like, it was huge, and it was like so empty. There was like no one even in the middle row, really. Like, so many people switched and changed their flights, which was funny to me. And so I had a whole row to myself. I mean, there were actually, the people that were in my row were still on the flight, but they just sat behind me because they're like, no one's here, like, we don't need to be in one row. And I was like, sweet. So I like laid my legs down. I was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I was like, I'm vibing on this airplane. I got lots of space. I'm watching a movie. Like, it's okay. You know, I was saved by not getting on the other plane. Like, everything's gonna work out, right? Oh, then I get to Denver, y'all. Okay. And then I go to baggage claim thinking I'm gonna get my bag, go to my hotel, like, shower, feel good, go to bed. And I wait at the carousel. And I wait, and no bag comes. And then I go up to the help desk and I go, no bag. Not, I don't actually say that, but And they said that because I technically haven't reached my final destination, I don't get my bag. Unless I wanted to wait like 4 hours for them to sort through it, find it, and bring it out on a different carousel. And yes, I do understand. That does make sense. And the man in front of me having the same question with 2 little kids, it was probably much worse for him to not have his bag. But inside, I was gone. I missed my family already. I wanted to go back to California. I was gonna be sleeping in a hotel alone for the first time with no bag in Denver, Colorado. So now I guess I can, voice crack. Now I guess I can say I stayed the night in Denver, Colorado. Yeah, I wanted to cry. I was texting my boyfriend and I think I was being very just like blunt. I don't know if I was texting anyone else, but I was like, my mood was not it. I was like on the verge of just like letting everything go. I was like, oh my gosh, like having a breakdown. And fast forward, I get to the hotel and I indeed had a breakdown. I literally, I checked in, walked into my hotel room, just set my stuff down, sat on my bed and just cried, man. I was so overwhelmed and anxious in that moment. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm feeling so many things right now. And I really just want to either be back in Michigan where I'm like staying for the summer or back in California with my family. I was like, I don't want to, you guys, that was rough. But I'm here to tell y'all, you can do it. You can survive that. I promise. Because I was very sleep deprived. I literally woke up the next morning and I was like, wow, she was a little dramatic. She was being a little dramatic. She was being a little all over the place there. But at the same time, that's okay. It's okay to be over dramatic. It's okay to have a crying session once in a while. We're gonna feel overwhelmed. We're gonna feel anxious. And those feelings are there. And it's what we do with them is what our power is. And with me in that moment, I didn't really know what to do with them. And it was just building up and I was just very, very anxious. I'm here to tell you that you are independent. You're an independent queen. You can do stressful, scary, hard things. You can talk to a customer service agent. You can on your own switch your flights, change your flights, book a hotel room, get reimbursed, all this stuff. Like, you are way more capable than you realize, queen. Let me tell you. You can do hard things. You can conquer. Even when you feel like you just want to break down and cry, which I wanted to do, standing next to this bag carousel, I wanted to curl into a ball and cry, but I was by myself. And I need to get to the the hotel safely, and I needed to go to bed and then get up in time to make the shuttle to get to my flight in the morning. Like, I had responsibilities, and I'm here to tell you that it's so easy to get so caught up in our responsibilities. Like, I have to do all this stuff that I don't have time to feel my feelings, or I don't have time to understand what I should do with my feelings, and that will catch up to you. But it's also so important that you take a minute and you realize all of the things you did do, all of the things you did accomplish. Like, yeah, I rebooked all those flights. I got money reimbursed. I stayed the night in a hotel by myself for the first time. At night, in a scary, dark night area. Like, it's good for you to validate the things you accomplish. You need to take a minute, step back, and go, wow, I did all of that. Because it's so easy to give other people credit for what they do because you're watching them. You're like, oh my gosh, like, pop off. Look at, they're doing all this stuff. You need to do that to yourself. You need to give yourself credit. Trust me. That's a big thing I've learned this week. A big thing I've learned this week. Because I was all of a sudden so struggling with anxiousness and anxiety. And I was like, I got back to Michigan on a Sunday. That Monday and Tuesday was so hard. It wasn't so hard. It was. It wasn't, but it was. Parts of it, I was working, I was staying busy. Like, it wasn't the end of the world, nothing crazy, but I really missed my family. And a part of me, like, I just really, sorry, I keep checking my computer, but I just really wanted to be back with them. And I was like, what am I doing here? Like, coaching, I've understood that coaching might not be what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I was just, a lot was happening, y'all. And I was like, Tora, what are you doing? Yes, you are aware that you're feeling these feelings. What are you going to do about it? So, y'all, I'll tell you what I was going to do about it. So, basically, I feel anxious quite a bit. Not quite a bit. Reverse. Hold on. Delete that I said that from your brain. I can edit it out, but it's just more fun to say that. Feeling anxious, anxiety, something a lot of us struggle with. A lot of us either validate that we're feeling that way or don't validate it. I like to not validate it, which is a problem I have. Anyway, though, over time, through a lot of like doing different Bible plans, praying over it, and just focusing on the joy, I've grown so much this summer in not feeling those feelings and not letting those feelings control me. But like I was saying, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it was really, really hard. And a little while ago, I think it was around the time maybe when I first moved to Michigan, my boyfriend sent me a Bible verse that was really good for like all the things I was feeling. And then he texted me again and was like, remember that verse. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So I want to share that verse with you guys today because it wasn't in, so what I decided to do was starting Tuesday, I started a new Bible plan in my Bible app because before then, like the last week, I was just doing like verse of the day, which is totally fine, but I wasn't as invested because it was just the verse of the day. Like I would just read it, listen to the video, read the devotional, say the prayer, like do the verse of the day. But it wasn't necessarily as much of a connection when you choose a plan, you commit to it, and it's purposeful and meaningful for what you need assistance in and what you need to grow in. So I chose one. It was kind of like it was there, ready, waiting for me. I opened my Bible app and you can select like sections you want to look at for plans. So obviously I was going to go for the anxiety plan or the stressful plan. But right there at the top was like a plan. It was titled Praying Through Anxiety. And it was a 7-day plan, and it was just right there. And I was like, why do I feel like I need to click on it? Why do I feel like I need to start this and read it? And like, this is waiting for me. So I clicked on it, I started it, and it's been so good. So good. I actually finished it today. Today's my last day. Today's Sunday. And I finished it. I loved it. It started with the devotional and then had a prayer, and then we go into different scripture. It was so good, y'all. So let me tell you that if you have the Bible app and you either do like, you read the verse of the day, or you're like, sometimes I see my streak and I'm like, oh, I gotta get my verse of the day in because can't kill the streak, or you're struggling with how you should read the Bible, what you should read, or just genuinely, in like in my case, like how to understand the Bible and how to understand things, use the Bible app and use all of its resources that they literally have laying in front of you. Like for me, I'm like, Tora, it's so easy. It's so easy. I get up at 5 and I'm done by 5:15. Not that when you're like in your Bible study, you should not focus on the time, but I just have to time kind of function my mornings to get everything done before I go to work. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't take that much time out of your day, and it's not that hard especially if you just pick a topic. There's so many different plans. There's literally like 2 to 3 day plans to like a month-long plan. Like, there's options for everyone and anything that you're looking for. And something that could be helpful if you don't know if you could keep like yourself accountable, you could literally message me that you're starting to plan and be like, hey, can you help hold me accountable? You could like make a friend on the Bible app, which I don't actually know if I'm friends with anyone on the Bible app. I might be friends with my boyfriend, but I don't think we've done like a plan together. Well, we haven't, but I think we're friends. So I think you can be friends with people, and I think you can like do plans together. So you can also do that, because that would also extremely helpfully hold you accountable. So that would be another very good idea. So I want to hop into this verse that I started talking about and then derailed into my plan. Back into the verse. It's Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. Matthew chapter 6, there's a section, verses 25 through 34, titled Do Not Worry. And I think if you're definitely a worrier, a stressor, and like feeling anxious, open up that Bible, turn to Matthew chapter 6, section Do Not Worry. It's verses 25 through 34, but right now I'm just going to read 34 to you. It says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Just let that sit. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. If you need to re-listen to that, go back. If you want to read that, open it up in your Bible, on the app. We do not need to consume ourselves with stress, anxiety, worry, because you're going to miss people. You're going to want to be in two places at once. You're going to fear for what's happening next. What's the plan next? How the week's going to go. All these things are easily major factors. That didn't quite make sense. All of these things are factors in our lives that we don't have control over. If you don't have direct control over something, don't worry about it. There's an outcome, there's a plan, and if you sit there and let yourself stress and get so worked up about it, it's not gonna change. It's gonna make it worse. You're hurting yourself by doing that. And I know a lot of us kind of understand that, but it's still like, oh, it's hard. Work through it, sister. Don't let it worry. Literally every night I've been like, God, please just I'm putting it all on a table. Stress, worry, anxious. I'm putting it on a table. I'm shoving it to your side. Please help me through this, because I don't want it over here. I don't need it over here. I don't need to feel anxious. Which you don't. You don't need to feel anxious. You don't need to be worried. You don't need to have stress or fear. You don't. You really, really don't. Okay? Find little pieces of joy in every day. Find little pieces of joy. And then instead of letting your mind go crazy over the little thing that didn't work out, the little worrier, the little overthinker in you, take that little piece of joy and think on that. Overthink that little piece of joy in the best way possible. Think about how joyful it was. Think of all the good that came out of it. Look through those photos of that last trip that you loved. Consume yourself with positivity, and you will help turn your mind to the positive side. Because I don't want us to hurt ourselves with all these unnecessary unnecessary thoughts. I believe in you, and I know that we can do hard things, and I know that life gets crazy, and it's so easy to feel all those things. And I'm here to tell you that it's hard not to, of course. It's really, really hard. But what you do with them. Oh no, hold on, squad, breathe. Okay, my phone is gonna die. Anyway, it's what you do with them that's important. And so I just want you to sit with that, because I just want to let you know that you are all capable of so much. And it's what you do with those feelings and emotions that are truly what gonna define your thoughts. So find a little piece of joy. Whether it's looking in the mirror at night and telling yourself that you're confident, you're beautiful, you're wonderful. Tell yourself that you were here with a purpose. You're made here for a purpose. You've accomplished so much. You can. In a couple podcasts ago, I said, I am, I can, I will, I do. Whether it's affirmations, whether it's sticky notes, whether it's holding yourself accountable through a friend, start a Bible plan, journal. Tell yourself you look great that day. Send more Snapchat selfies of your full face. Be fully confident in yourself, y'all. Because you are wonderful. You can do hard things. You can talk to that customer service person. You deserve money back. You deserve help because your flight got changed. Don't feel like you're don't feel like you're an extra weight. You're not. Talk to the people you love. Share them your thoughts and feelings. That helps too, expressing it out loud. And be nice. Love one another. Cherish it all. I'm so sorry, everyone. My phone's gonna die, and I want to continue to do my vlogging part of my podcast as well as my audio. It's also went a lot longer than any of my podcasts so far. So definitely please comment down below how you guys feel about the little longer ones. And then we'll get into the Mud Girl run, which is very awesome. I'll get into that next podcast, and I can recap my birthday week next time, because my birthday week right now. So woohoo! Happy birthday to anyone this month, whoever it is. I know a lot of July birthdays, so happy birthday to you all. Happy birthday to all you summer birthdays. We're out here thriving. No school birthday parties, but hey, we're all awesome. And so, yeah, stay tuned for more. You guys are all so amazing, especially if you stayed and listened this far. I hope your summer's going great. I hope your 4th of July was amazing. And I hope you know how meaningful you are and how important you are and how powerful you are. So I will talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye.